Hello and welcome to the Tennessee Virtual College Fair for transfer students. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. During this presentation, you are able to ask questions to any of our school representatives by using the Q&A box located on your screen. You can direct questions to a specific school or ask a question of a more general nature for all of our representatives to answer. Your camera and microphone are off. Therefore, our panelists cannot see you. We hope that you'll sign up for additional sessions during the Tennessee Virtual College Fair for transfer students. Also, this presentation, as well as all of the sessions for this program, are being recorded. They will be available in about a week's time at the same page where you registered. I'd like to now turn our presentation over to our first representative. Let me show everyone our schedule here. We are at session 1A1. Therefore, our first presentation tonight will be from Belmont University.
Thanks so much, Jennifer. Let me share my screen with you all. All right, hopefully you all can see it. My name is Deanna Meyer. I work with transfer students at Belmont, specifically transfer students within the Mike Croop College of Entertainment and Music Business and our Massey College of Business and our College of Music and Performing Arts. I'm so sorry we can't be in person today to chat about the transfer process, but hopefully you're going to get enough information from each school that you attend tonight to be able to make the best decision for your educational career. So if you're not familiar with Belmont, we are located in Middle Tennessee, about 2 or 3 miles from downtown Nashville. We have a number of events that we've hosted and access to resources that our students have just by being in proximity to Nashville. We have about 8,200 students on campus. The vast majority of those are our undergraduate students that make up about 6,600 or so, with graduate students making up the difference. We've got about an average classroom size, about 19. So we don't have any large lecture halls of 200 or 300 large. The biggest class you might have is about 40 or 50, and that's just for your broad general education courses. Most of your major specific courses are going to be quite a bit smaller. We do have a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and what that means for you is we've grown exponentially in the past decade or so, but we've been able to hire faculty to keep that ratio low. So your faculty will want to know you, want to know who you are, want to know all about your personal life and how they can help you get to where you want to be. We are not what's called a suitcase campus. There's a number of campuses where students will go home on the weekends to do laundry, to take a nap, to raid mom and dad's fridge. We are not that school. The majority of our students, including transfer students, come from outside the state of Tennessee. So what that means for you is that we have tons of programming on the weekends and evenings for you all to be involved in different ways on campus. So here's a quick snapshot of the top majors at Belmont by size. You notice we have quite a few creative majors at the top of the list, but we also have some majors that might surprise you. Our second largest major on campus is nursing. You also see some new majors at the bottom of your screen. We take into account not only our prospective student insight and our current student insight, just to figure out kind of what majors we can offer, how faculty might play into navigating new industries. So if there are majors that we may not offer that you guys might be interested in, please let us know. We're always wanting to gauge what our students may be interested in pursuing. Now, this is the meat and potatoes of what you need to do to be admitted to Belmont to become a Bruin. So first of all, we need an online application, either Belmont application or common application. Either is sufficient for us. We get notified the same way. In addition to your online application, we're also going to need supplemental items like college transcripts. So we need official college transcripts from every college you previously attended. Even if it was a school you went to 10 years ago, you took one course through them, we need those transcripts. We have to make sure you're in good standing at every institution you've attended, and that's one of the ways we can do that. On that note, we're looking for a GPA of about a 3.0. We certainly accept students with higher than that, and we accept students with a bit lower than that as well. So we review transcripts case by case. We only need high school transcripts and test scores if you have earned less than 24 college units. So 24 is the magic number for us. If you've got more than 24 college units that you have earned, you won't need to get us either of those two options. You'll see at the bottom that the 24 does not include any AP, IB, CLEP credit, anything like that. So it does have to be strictly college level coursework. And then once we receive all of your supplemental items, you'll receive an admissions decision typically within about 2 weeks, 7 to 10 business days. We try and get it out to you as soon as possible. That way you can review all of the everything that we send you and then make the decision that's best fit for you. So you'll receive a decision via mail. We don't send anything via email, phone, anything like that. It's all old school. With that decision via mail, you'll also receive what's called the preliminary transfer report. So transfer students always want to know, how do I know what's going to transfer? The transfer report's going to show you how we estimate those courses are going to transfer. It's not the official evaluation, but it'll give you an idea of how we're anticipating the courses you've taken to transfer. Once you've decided that Belmont is where you want to be, you're going to pay a $250 enrollment deposit. That essentially secures your space. It also gives you access to things like your My Belmont account. You likely have a student portal where you're currently attending school. It's that for us. So it's going to give you access to your student email, to register for classes, to get registered for housing if you want to live on campus. So that $250 enrollment deposit is kind of kick everything else open for you to be able to get registered for orientation and so forth. And then I've listed our contact info. So there are 3 other main transfer counselors aside from myself that work with transfer students. I've listed our emails and then also the colleges that we represent underneath that. If you have no idea who you need to contact, certainly just let me know. Again, my name is Deanna. Send me an email. Let me know where you met me virtually, and I'm happy to point you in the direction that you might need. So thanks for coming, guys.
Great. Thank you so much, Deanna, for sharing more about Belmont. All right, our next presentation tonight will be from the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
Hey guys, my name is Sam Elder. I'm from the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. I actually attended UTC, graduated back in 2019 with a degree in English creative writing. I loved it so much, I went ahead and took a job telling other people how great it is. Real quick, I'm just going to go briefly over UTC, talk about it a little bit, as well as go over the transfer process with you. So to give you some basic information, we're about 11,700 students, so we're classified as a mid-sized college. We've got a pretty diverse student body with representation from 70 different counties, 45 states, and 46 different foreign countries, with your average class size being 23 with a student-teacher ratio of 20:1. We also have over 150 student organizations, so you have a lot of ways to really get involved outside of the classroom and get out of that room of yours and have a little bit of fun around campus. And then we have 140 different undergraduate programs to choose from. So whatever you're studying right now as a transfer student, odds are we can transfer that over. So going to school in a city like Chattanooga is really nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What's great about UTC is we are actually located directly in the middle of downtown Chattanooga. So you have access to all the awesome things going on downtown: restaurants, movie theaters, 2 music festivals, a film festival, all types of really cool things happening down there. But you drive 20 minutes in any direction, you're going to come across some of the most gorgeous hiking you can get anywhere in the state of Tennessee. It really is breathtaking. Not only do you have more popular areas like Rock City, but you also have sort of off the beaten path places like Blue Hole, which is a swimming hole, and it's my favorite area. There's a lot of really, really fun and cool things to do all over the city of Chattanooga. So you can visit campus right now. We are doing small group tours. We do have a few slots left for the month of November, though. So if you are planning on coming on a campus tour, make sure you sign up for those as soon as possible, because those tours are filling up very quickly. If you are not able to go on an official guided tour, we do have self-guided tours available for our students. You can even use our new campus map when you head on those tours. It's a really, really intuitive system that they use for it. You can give yourself your own little tour of campus just by using that campus map. So 3 programs I'm going to highlight here today are our College of Business, which is AACSB accredited. That is the highest accreditation that a business school can achieve in the United States. We also have several honors programs like our Rollins Scholars Program. Our School of Nursing has a 100% pass rate on the first attempt of the NCLEX exam. And then our College of Engineering and Computer Science is ABET accredited. That is the highest accreditation that that department can achieve in their specific field. All right, so these are the three that I'm highlighting for you. However, like I said earlier, 140 different undergraduate programs. So if there's one that you're interested in, that you're currently studying, that you want to keep up with, let me know in the Q&A and I can give you a little bit more information about that program. This is what our admissions process is looking like right now for all of our transfer students. The requirements are 2.0 GPA and at least 12 credit hours with a $30 application fee. Once you put in that application, all we need is your high school transcript as well as your college transcript sent to us directly from each institution, and they can send those transcripts to transcripts@utc.edu. That is the fastest and easiest way to get us those transcripts. So the scholarship application did open on September 1st, so students are able to go ahead and apply for scholarships if they have been admitted. Transfer students, you've got a pretty long wait, so you don't need to stress about getting in all that stuff as soon as possible. The scholarship deadline for you is June 1st. So once we have all your documents by June 1st, you're good to go. And then you'll have until, I believe it's July 1st to actually apply for our transfer scholarship. And the requirements for that are 3.25 GPA and at least 60 credit hours. So we have two major styles of housing available for our students. We have both suite style and apartment style. Your suite style is going to be 2 shared bedrooms with 1 to 2 bathrooms and a full kitchen and living space. Your apartment style is going to be 4 private bedrooms, 1 to 2 bathrooms with a full kitchen and living space included. The housing application for transfer students will open on February 1st. So once you have been admitted, you can go ahead and put in that housing application starting February 1st, and it is first come, first serve. This is what our timeline looks like right now. The next big date is going to be that February 1st deadline. That is a typo on here. I do apologize. That housing application will open on February 1st with your scholarship deadline being June 1st. And that is also the priority deadline for admissions. And then you can reach me at sam-elder@utc.edu. That is the best and fastest way to get in touch with me. I can guarantee to get you a response within 24 hours. Unless it is a weekend or holiday, I will get back to you within 24 hours. So if you do have any questions, reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you out. But that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for listening in. Please let me know if you have any questions in the Q&A, but I'll go ahead and turn into a weatherman here and say, Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you so much, Sam, for sharing more with us about the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Our next college tonight will be Tusculum University.
Hello, everybody. My name is Steve Schultz, and I am an admissions counselor at Tusculum University. I'm going to share my screen here and show you a little bit about our transfer process. Just a little bit about us first, though. We are the oldest school in Tennessee. So we've been around for 226 years, so longer than the state of Tennessee itself. We are a full-scale liberal and civic arts university, and that basically means besides a typical liberal arts education where we offer bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and very soon 3 doctorate programs. We also focus very heavily on making you an active member of your community, not just through community service, but community involvement, so that when you graduate, you can be a positive force for change wherever you go. And that is a very, very big deal to us. And that's part of the reason why we have one of the highest success rates of any school in East Tennessee. Over 90% of our graduates have a full-time career within 10 years of graduating. And that is way above the national average. So what you see here, you can go to our website, tusculum.edu/transfer. We are still accepting applications for spring of 2021, as well as fall of 2021. We don't really do deadlines. We're a rolling admission school. So you are welcome to apply for our spring semester. We don't start till January 25th this spring. So if you want to wait up until January 24th, it'll be crazy for us to get you in, but we can still do that. A little bit more about us. So Tusculum University, it's very simple. We are one of the most affordable private schools in the entire country. In addition to a transfer merit scholarship that you get, and we'll talk about what a transfer means to us a little bit, we offer merit scholarships between up to $12,000 per year based on solely your college GPA. We also, if you're in an Appalachian regional community, you get an additional $1,000 just because. Um, and then in addition to that, 100% of our students get some form of financial aid. And then transfer students are also eligible for up to another $1,000 through a Pathway Scholarship or through a Phi Theta Kappa Scholarship, if you're a member of that. So again, you can head to our website at tusculum.edu/transfer and get all this information from them. This is just a broad outline of all of the programs that we offer. On the right-hand side, you see our traditional on-campus bachelor's degree programs. And it is just about everything you would expect. Everything from pre-med and business to stranger things like museum studies. And my favorite name of a major, general experimental psychology. But we also have an independent program of study. And what that means is you get to name your own major. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit and how that works for transfer students as well. But over here on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see we have online study programs as well for our undergraduate, including business administration, education, and our RN to BSN program is online if you prefer to do that online. And you can start spring, summer, or fall with that program. And that's a new change for us, and it's a pretty big deal. And then in addition to that, you see all of our master's programs. And keep an eye out for us. We were just recently approved for 3 doctorate level programs. So we'll start rolling those out very, very soon. And then obviously financial aid's a big deal, so make sure to file your FAFSA. Here's how we determine what a transfer student is. If you have completed 12 hours of college level credits, that does not count dual enrollment or AP credits, that's credits at a college or university or community college. You have to be in good standing, meaning you don't owe them money, and your GPA needs to be at least a 2.0. From that point on, we can work on your acceptance and your scholarship information. Obviously at a 2.0, you don't get quite the same scholarship amount as those who have a 4.0. And applying is super easy at Tusculum. Our application is always free and there is no essay. So all you have to do is apply. Once you get the application in, we'll start working on getting your transcripts in. And as soon as we have transcripts, again, we don't need ACT scores if you have those 12 credit hours at the college or university. We'll start working on getting your acceptance together and your financial aid package together. We do work very hard on getting everybody graduated within 4 years of starting college. And one of the big ways we do that is our new Design Your Own Major program. This does work for traditional and online students as well. You're welcome to go to our website, tusculum.edu/buildyourown, and you can find out more about how to create your own major with our programs. It's a whole lot of fun. We have a cartography major this year, which if you don't know is the study of maps. Who knew? We're also a big time first generation college student. Over a third of our student body is first generation. It's a big part of who we are. It's a huge part of our mission statement. And we do have additional programs within our first generation students. So check us out for those. That includes free trips to visit graduate schools if you ever need that. And so finally, once more, we'll encourage you to go to our tusculum.edu/transfer page. I am not your typical transfer coordinator. She is on maternity leave. Her name is Paige, but she'll be back very, very soon. So again, our application is open for spring of 21 as well as fall of 21. We're a traditional residential campus. One thing I did forget to mention is we are a very, very small school. We only have about 1,400 students in our undergraduate, as well as about 300 students in our graduate programs. So if you have any other questions, you're welcome to go find us on our website. But otherwise, have yourself a wonderful day and good luck with your decisions.
Thank you so much, Steve, for sharing more about Tusculum College. Or Tusculum University, sorry about that. We have reached about our halfway point because we have 5 schools tonight. So I just wanted to remind our attendees that the Q&A box is open. You can ask one of the schools that's already presented about their contact information or something you wanted to hear more about or get more information for on their website. And you can already ask questions ahead for the schools that are coming and direct them to also any of our presenters if there's a certain major or program you wanted to know more about at all of our options this evening. So our next school tonight will be the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Hey, Carrie, you're still muted. I'll send you a little button note to help. Don't worry.
Yep.
It's like 2020, the theme, right? It happens to all of us.
Yeah. And honestly, this is my first time. So I know I've made it this far this year, and this is one of my first times. So good evening. Thanks for joining with us on this Monday, week of Halloween. I hope you are representing your orange this week because it's one of our favorite weeks. I am Carrie Hines, and I serve our transfer population in Middle and West Tennessee and several out of states. And so I just wanted to give you an overview of the University of Tennessee. We are the oldest and largest land grant university in the state of Tennessee. We have around 21,000 undergraduate enrollment, around 6,000 graduate enrollment at the University of Tennessee. And we have 9 academic colleges. For you to be considered for transfer admissions, we do ask that you have 12 hours in a 2.0. And our application is open for the spring. The deadline is November 1st. And then we would like for you to be completed by December 1. Obviously, if this is your first semester, you're under 24 hours, we will probably need your fall transcript. So we do ask that you will send us your transcript once your grades are posted. So just be mindful that it's okay that it won't be completed until after the 1st. So we completely understand that. I do want to have a shout out and say that I and our team at the Transfer Center at the University of Tennessee will be with you every step of the way throughout the transfer process. And that is our job to help this transition to Rocky Top be as easy as possible for you. So if you have any questions or need any help with anything, it's our job to help you through it. Please ask away and ask questions. I will share my email address later so that you can have that. We are, just in case you don't know, we are located in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is located in East Tennessee. Some students don't always know that. And it is a vibrant metropolitan city, and our campus is within 5 minutes, depending on where you're located, or it can also be a 30-minute walk. But we do have a wonderful relationship with Knoxville, the city, and we use it for internships, for you guys to experience it as a student. It just has a lot to offer in downtown Knoxville. So we're so proud to be there and situated. We also have the beautiful backdrop of the Smoky Mountains. So if you like outdoor activities, hiking, exploring, we have it all, and even have the Tennessee River. So there's so much to do inside the classroom, but so much outside of the classroom as well. And that's a part of college life. We would love for you to come for a visit. We do have visits offering in a small setting right now for our tours. And then we also offer a virtual event for our transfer students if you'd like to join that as well. To apply, if you're thinking next fall, we do recommend that you apply during December or January for next fall 2021. And that would be, and then just send us this fall grades. And that typically, once your application becomes complete, that's around 2 to 3 weeks, depending your major. And we will, so the Tickle College of Engineering, Nursing are the only ones that will review, and College of Architecture and Design, which is graphic design, is also in there, will review your applications. Everything else is done and housed in undergraduate admissions. And so I can say if you're one of those majors, then you would be reviewed within a 2 to 3 week time frame turnaround. So that's just good to know with decisions. And then we ask that you have a $50 application fee, and that's pretty much it as far as application. So 12 hours and a 2.0 to be considered for admission, and then a $50 application fee. And then once your application becomes complete, it would be around 2 to 3 weeks for you to get a decision. And keep in mind that, January is a good time to apply. like everyone else says, make sure that you submit your FAFSA as well. And I think that's pretty much it. But my email is going to be khines5@utk.edu. And if you do have any questions or need any help, I'm happy to assist you in the chat box about any questions that you may have about any of our competitive majors or just about the transfer process to the University of Tennessee.
Great. Thank you so much, Carrie, for sharing more about the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. All right, our next and fifth school presenting tonight will be Visible Music College.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Dixon Hilaire. I'm from Visible Music College. I am a graduate of Visible from the class of 2019, and I am also one of the instructors at Visible as well. So here I'm here to give you a little sneak peek of what Visible is about. We are a rolling admissions school, so we don't have any deadlines, and we do not have any application fees as well. We're based technically out of Memphis, but we have multiple different locations across the country. Visible is a Visible is a private Christian music college. It was founded by the guitar player from the band Skillet. He was on tour with several different bands back in the early 2000s, and he saw a need and a desire for a music college that would give students training on how to be a professional musician and not just a guy jamming out in the garage band. So what makes us different is that we have a 1-to-6 teacher to student ratio. So just like the other schools that you've heard tonight, our classroom settings are extremely small. Visible is small in itself with a max capacity at each campus, about 150 students. So not only do you get more one-on-one time with your professors, but they actually get to really become more invested in your life as well. There is $5,000 in scholarships available to students, to all of our bachelor students. And we also have talent and academic scholarships as well. And those basically are, talent is based on your audition process and how well that goes. And then the academic is your GPA. Also, Visible is extremely diverse. That's one of the things that makes us super just different from other communities, is not just because we're diverse racially, but musically. We have various different students from all across the country, all across the world, that bring in their own cultures into the classroom settings and really just build off of what's already a pretty really impactful community as well. We have 3 different degree types: a 10-month certificate program with 24 college credits available, a accelerated Bachelor's of Arts degree, which you can do in 3 years instead of 4. And we have 2 Masters of Arts degrees, which can be completed in 2 years. So we'll take a look at those right now. The Modern Music degree, which is typically in your bachelor's program or your certificate, you will be able to pick from these several different emphases: worship leading, songwriting, vocal, keyboard, drums, guitar, bass, commercial woodwinds, and string and brass. These basically would dictate your group lessons, your individual lessons, and kind of the course of your time with us. And will also allow you to get a hands-on look at what it means to be a professional drummer, keyboardist in the industry. Music business is all about promoting, finance, leadership, various different aspects as well in the business side of things. So marketing, promoting, things like that. And then music production is basically learning how to run your own studio, learn how to run sound in live and studio settings, tech for different artists and groups around town. And a big thing about our music production program is that a lot of our students end up working while they are students with us. So you're not only learning in the classroom setting, but you're also learning in the field. And that also kind of goes with all the other majors as well. It's very much a hands-on school. And because of that, you get a lot of hands-on and just hands-on learning while on the job outside of just being in a classroom. Creative leadership is basically media. This also will pour into the ministry side of things. So if you're looking to be a pastor, if you're looking to be a spiritual influencer in some way, a content creator, this would be the major for you. And the master's programs, there's 2 of them: Masters of Arts in Leadership This would either be a master's in modern music, music business, music production, creative leadership, or a master's of arts in worship, which is basically a heavier look into theology and the art of leading a church and leading a congregation, things like that. The campus locations are in Memphis, Tennessee. We are strategically in downtown, Dallas, Texas, Chicago, and Lansing, Illinois, and Atascadero, California. We also have online and remote classing as well for you, especially in this crazy time we're living in. And that's visible. Hopefully you guys have seen something that sparked your interest. So if you are interested, you can call the number below, you can email the school, check out our website and social media accounts. The application is extremely easy. It's just an online link from our website, which will patch you to one of our admissions counselors who will be with you the entire way through the process. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Great. Thank you so much, Dixon, for sharing more about Visible Music College. Since we have a few minutes, we have some time before we are ready to wrap it up. I wanted to give our attendees a chance to think about each of the schools that they've heard and to ask a few more questions if they would like, and drop those in that Q&A box. While you're thinking, I would like to have every school's representative pop back on. So everyone who presented, if you could join back up virtually in our little circle. Thank you so much. I would love to have each of you share something about the student experience, whether that be a favorite tradition, event, activity, something that is a big part of your campus student culture that a transfer student coming in to join your community might really enjoy and look forward to. So we'll go in the same order that you all presented. So we'll start with Belmont. As one presenter finishes, just if you know you're next, just unmute your mic and go right ahead. Sure.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Thanks.
I think I would say just the opportunities that students have on campus. As I mentioned in the presentation, we're not a suitcase campus, so students have tons of opportunities to do things on campus. We've got over 150 clubs and organizations on campus for students to get involved in. So tons of opportunities on the weekends, evenings, when students are here outside of the regular school hours. So of course, you're first and foremost a student, but we want to make your time worthwhile while you're here.
So the one big thing I would talk about would be Welcome Week, which we kind of cheat a little bit because it's not really a week. It's actually the first 2 weeks. So it's really like Welcome 2 weeks. But it is basically the first 2 weeks of classes, and we have a free event on campus every single day that week. There's always at least one. Sometimes we'll do ones that are specific towards their specific year. So I know my freshman year, we had a comedy night where we had a couple of comedians come on campus. There was a paintball tournament, all that kinds of stuff. So there's usually big things like that. But there's also events that we have every single year. Some of the more famous ones that we have are the Oak Street Roast, where we shut off an area of campus called Oak Street. That's a walking area of a main street in Chattanooga, and we put in a bunch of inflatables. We get a DJ. His name is DJ Scuba Steve. We get a bunch of free food and stuff like that, and it's just a really great time for students to kind of hang out, get to know each other, get to know their roommates, all that kind of stuff. We also have an org fair where we'll have just about every single organization fair out and about. So that way, if you are a transfer student and you're coming in your sophomore, junior, or even your senior year, and you still want to get involved on campus, we have an org fair for you there as well. So those first 10 days are really crucial for our students because not only are you getting to know your classes, but you're also getting to know your peers.
I'm going to let Laura Battle, who is another admissions counselor at Tusculum, take this one over because she sounds better than I do.
Oh, whatever. So Tusculum has a couple of really unique things about it. And something that's really cool about a small private school is because everything is so intimate and everything is so personable. One of those things is our engaged calendar. So Fridays, unless you're a nursing or an education major, you don't have classes, which is super sweet. And that day is pretty much dedicated for internships, job shadowing, and stuff to vamp up your resume. So it's a day that's campus designed for those things so that you don't have to chalk out time out of your schedule that's already crazy. And you can just have that day filled with stuff to vamp up that resume and figure out what you want to do. And then another thing that's really cool is what we call our Old Oak Festival. And since Tusculum is the oldest college in Tennessee, we have a lot of really old trees on campus. And one is called the Old Oak Tree. And that festival is designed to celebrate how old our trees are. As weird as that sounds, it's awesome. And there's live music and food trucks and the community comes out. So it's a really cool environment to be in for sure. But I would say that those are my two favorite things about campus.
I would say our torchbearer night, which happens during the first week of class, and you can join in, is definitely one of our strongest and oldest and probably one of our most unique traditions. We are known as the volunteers, but I think it even dates back to, our torchbearer, and it says, "One that beareth the torch shadow with oneself to give light to others." And so we are the only school in the country that is the volunteer, and that volunteer spirit just shines through and through. We want you to be a servant at your school. We want you to be of that servant leadership in your community, because it just takes a community to give back and to build up. And that just, we bleed orange, but we also bleed our volunteer spirit, and we want that to start as a student, but also to then continue even after your alumni, and just to be a better volunteer in your community and just to take that spirit with you. We also wear orange on Fridays, Big Orange Fridays, and we love that tradition. And I think anywhere you go in the world that you see our orange, and some people may call it tacky, but it is not. You have to find the right shade. But you can be anywhere in the world and just hear somebody say "Go Vols" and instantly connect with them across the country or anything like that. And you can hear stories or say, I can always hear the chimes from Ayers Hall, and, think of, certain memory, and it just takes you back to that opportunity. And so there really is just nothing like being on our campus and just interacting with our students and our alumni, because it just overflows, I believe. So.
Great. Now, thank you, Carrie, for sharing that. Also, I just wanted to make sure that you took a look at the Q&A box, because there's a question you might want to add a response to as well, while we go on to Dixon and Visible Music.
Okay. At Visible, there are 2 retreat events that happen throughout the year. There's one in the fall and there's one in the winter. These are times where the students get to go off campus and really just connect with each other, connect with their peers, connect with their staff, their teachers and staff, get a feel for what the history of downtown Memphis is like, as all the campuses will end up meeting in Memphis for those 2 weeks. And it's really just it's a good community building time. Like I said before, Visible is so small. Those weeks really just help build the relationships that you'll have throughout the rest of the years. Another thing is that because we are strictly a music college, we will bring in musicians that are in the field. So last year we brought in, who's actually a Memphis local, his name is Chris Pat. He's the drummer for Stevie Wonder and Christina Aguilera. So he came in and gave a one-on-one lesson to the majority of our students and kind of just walked them through what the lifestyle of a full-time musician is like. Personal friend of mine, an awesome guy, but we have events like that and people come in throughout the year, various different styles, various different walks of life. So there's never a dull moment at Visible.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dixon, for sharing that. I really appreciate it. I hope that all of our attendees liked getting not just like facts and figures about transferring, but also some insight into each of the campuses, the opportunities that are available, and a little bit about the experience for students. We know that the college choice is big, but also making the decision to transfer is such an important decision as well. So we're reaching the end of our time together, and I just want to say thank you for the questions that were posed and to all of our presenters for their sharing their institution today. We really appreciate it. And we hope that our attendees and those watching this later on have enjoyed all of this. So as we are getting ready to close, I just have a few extra last reminders. So when you close your window, there's going to be a quick link to a 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being held as a part of the Tennessee Virtual College Fair for transfer students. We do hope that you'll sign up for additional sessions this week. And in about a week's time, you'll find this session's recording, as well as all of the other session recordings online at the same website where you registered. We hope you'll check them out. Thank you again to all of our presenters. Thank you, attendees, for taking time out of your busy days as well. We appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, and good night.